So, oh my God. So I decided to share it with all the girls. I was like, hey guys, you guys bought all this stuff. We get like $120. I'm going to spend it back on you. Let's buy like some dumb stuff. So we all bought this blowjob gel that you're supposed to like put in the back of your throat to numb your throat. Okay. But there was a 12 pack of like a variety pack of flavors.
Now numbing the throat.
Numbing the throat. So we all drink it. And then the rest of the night, we're all like talking to each other at this party, like.
Wait, you just all
we all
hung
did it
out
together.
And just did blowjob juice together?
We all tried it to be like, oh, this is fun. Like.
Down. Ooh. I'm eating brunch with my people though. The homie Dyke just cooked up a feast and we bout to eat it, bro. Fucked around and has to mix the lobster with the poutine. Daddy is rolling blow dream. Them boys got down a routine. It's Naptown culture. Cooking 7 courses. Had to pass the torch and now I'm grabbing second portion. So sit back, relax, grab a drink and a smoke. It's Harder Brunch on the way and get prepared for the jokes. Whoa.
Hi, and welcome to the Harder Brunch Podcast. I'm your host, Dyke Michaels, and with me, as always, my co-host, Thaddaeus Mckee.
Slap it, pappy, wait.
On the ones and twos, the wheels of steel, the sauce, boss of Indianapolis, and the last broke dragon. Give it up for Zach Rohn, everybody.
Happy season 5.
Hey! I can't. We planned that all day. We're going to hit the hay real hard.
1, 2, 3, hey.
Happy season 5. I can't believe I've done anything 5 times, honestly, let alone 5 seasons of this wonderful podcast. Very special returning champion with us in studio, comedian and influencer, published author, Collette.
You can just tell people your things and they'll believe you. That's fun. Yeah. I'm a stylist too.
I mean, you wrote a book. You're a headliner. I just opened for you a weekend at the Comedy Attic.
How was it?
It was great. Thank you so much for. There's only like a handful of comics that have requested me so far.
Well,
so
only get more.
It means a lot to me. It was super fun. One of the best comedy weekends. I was like telling Thad, I was like
all year. It's the first one.
2024. Yeah. It's like top 3.
Yeah.
But I was telling Thad, I was like, this is the first. Like I was like after Friday, I was like, this is the. I can't remember the last time I had that much fun on stage. Like I'm just now getting to the part where comedy's starting to feel like a job, you know. And so I was just like, oh yeah, I like doing this. This was fun.
Yeah, you'll hate it soon.
Yeah,
you'll get there. Did you say my name? You said my name. Yeah. Okay.
Collette.
Kelsey Cook.
Kelsey Cook.
Oh yeah.
Famous
we messed
comedian.
that up already? You said. Yeah, we messed that up this weekend too.
Yeah. A lot of KC.
Oh wait, did you mess the host mess up your name?
No.
Him and I. Yeah. We were just joking.
Oh, there was an inside joke that no one else was going to get.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a KC. She's a KC. White.
Well, we wanted to start the season 5 off with a bang, right?
And I broke a bottle as soon as I walked in the room.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that was appropriate. Like You're getting more comfortable with us, and so you decide you can break stuff in our house.
I'll destroy your house and demand
I think it's christening. Like, she christened the season like you would with a boat.
Yeah.
When you break the champagne bottle on it.
Oh, yeah. Did you do that on the boat when you used to work on a boat?
No. I think that's just for, like, the new boats, right? The first time it goes out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's every.
Or if you, like, rename it.
Because you could recurse it.
I think it's just a beer then.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Light beer.
Let me ask you this on the lines of breaking stuff. Have you ever stayed the night at someone's house on tour being a comic and then broken something or pissed in the bed?
Can you just name every time you pissed in the bed?
No pissing in the bed stories. I do think... I don't know. Every time I've stayed at someone's house, I've just tried to take up as little space as possible to the point where I'm like, yeah, your dog can sleep on top of me in the middle of the night. Like I'm just happy to be here.
I'll just sleep at the foot of your bed.
I've gotten some really weird, and like in lieu of staying at people's houses, I find like a $40 Airbnb at like a tiny home in the back of someone's house, and I've adventured that way too. Yeah.
Ooh.
I messed up one time. I had a comic staying. I was booking a show, and I promised them. First, we had this Airbnb that was on site at the venue, which was free for me to use. So it was this perfect pass through to the comic. but it was brand new and there was something wrong with the heat and it was like stuck at like 90 degrees. And so they had to sleep above their sheets and they had like a rough time.
Yeah.
So next time they come back, I'm like, I have to really make this work. And at the last minute, they were like, oh, we double booked. We don't have the Airbnb. So I was like, I had to scramble to get an Airbnb out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
And I just Googled what was closest to the venue. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go check it out because it was a female comic. I didn't want her to feel uncomfortable. So I went and checked it out beforehand, make sure it was like above board. And I like looked around. The place looked clean, looked nice. It was fine enough. And then she stayed at it. Unbeknownst to both of us, there was the guy whose house it was just in the house.
Oh, he didn't know it was a shared room?
Yeah, I didn't realize it was a shared room. She didn't realize it was a shared room. And he was just apparently just like, he never said anything. He was like the guy from Parasite, you know? He was just like living in the walls.
That's what happened when I did the Airbnb in the tiny home in the back of the woman's house. She had a compost toilet and she's like, use this. But if you want to take a shower, you have to come into the house. But like, just come in through the back.
She made you use the outhouse?
No, I mean, it was in the tiny home. It was like a little, like if you go, whatever. But the shower, there's no shower in there. So she's like, if you need to take a shower, come through the back of the house. And I walked through, it was like, like a big, like announcing my click, clack, clack, clack. And then she was playing, she was in a room by herself, facing the wall, playing the ukulele. And she just
No.
slowly turned.
Oh, wow.
Horror movie.
I was like, oh yeah, that's a compost toilet. So
Okay, not an
yeah,
outhouse.
but it was like big enough for me to do yoga in, like
Wait.
the little tiny home. It was really cute.
It sounded like you were doing yoga in the toilet for a second.
I've heard of toilet yoga. It's actually becoming popular.
Was there just like a pine cone next to it to wipe with?
I posted a picture in front of the tiny home, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, slay! I love it so much." Blah blah blah. But it's like, it's one of those cute things that, like, in retrospect, like, it's great for the Instagram, and you're in there, and you're just like, I'm in someone's treehouse.
I'm always scared that I'm going to screw up when I go to someone else's house.
Well, you usually do.
Well,
That's why.
Screw up.
Well, I don't know. I don't
Break
want to break
something.
something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be that guy. I'm trying to be overly polite. Dwight Simmons took me on tour to Chicago, then to Detroit. And in Detroit, they have these beautiful old homes. They're like 3 stories tall. And then sometimes they have attics, so there's like 4 stories. So there was a shower in the attic, and I'm like,
That
I want to
doesn't
have
seem right.
I want to have a hot shower. And so I turn it on, and I'm like getting everything ready. Like, you ever do that?
Yeah,
like
you
turn
gotta
it on,
pre-warm
just
it. Yeah.
pre-warm it for some reason.
Yeah.
And I guess I didn't look at the nozzle, but it was spraying outside of the tub.
Dude, the curtain wasn't like pulled or anything.
So I'm about ready to get in. I'm like, oh shit, there's a mess.
Yeah.
And then I hear Dwight be like, Thad, I guess there's water leaking down the stairs to the first floor. So it's running down the walls, and there's a big leak. And this is right before we're about to have brunch. The most awkward brunch I had ever.
Yeah, sorry I ruined your
I'm
hardwood
so
floors
sorry.
and your Victorian home. You have insurance, right?
Yeah. You don't mind water damage.
I don't know if I've ever done anything like that. I know that, like, I've been to people's houses and probably said some weird things. Like, oh, it smells weird in here. Like, I know that I probably, like, as a kid, said some, like, I think I was at a summer party one time, and I was like, I just don't want to be here anymore. And I just was, like, asking to go home. I was, like, very blunt.
You do have go home in the middle of the night sleepover
energy.
energy.
I did call my mom in the middle of the night energy. I tried not to do it at any time, but it was,
I'm not trying to bring this up, but like you did complain about our water in a very abrupt way.
I didn't complain about it.
You spit it out and then splashed it in Dyke's face and said, "Get me some expensive water."
Oh God! So
that was my fault. I didn't have a writer prepared.
Not what happened at all. You guys have salty water in Indianapolis. It's just saltier than I'm used to.
I think.
What did you put in that water? You guys jizzed in that water.
I think
tried to see if I would drink it. They had this water.
I don't like that.
I don't know.
Let's edit that.
Can you edit that high five?
That's going to be the intro for the episode.
I was trying to yes and I got canceled.
No, guys, it's fine. We talked about it beforehand. You guys poured me the water. It tastes like the kind of water that you heat up and then you gargle with when you have a cold.
Man, this is not what you want out there on a brunch podcast that's known for serving food.
Yeah,
Your
brought it
water
up.
tastes like the dentist office.
You brought it up. You tried to paint me as a water snob. Everybody that knows me, sulfur water.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a water softener. Maybe we put
Yeah.
too much salt in it.
I think it was too soft. I said I want a little gritty.
When's
of
the last
water.
time you put salt in your salt? Yeah.
Okay, Zach.
Yeah.
One, I don't like how you asked that question.
Because I mean, like, I feel like that maintenance thing hasn't been done in a while. I feel like you probably have the opposite
You just
problem.
watch me put salt in there.
Oh, okay.
But it is low. It is low. I'm not gonna lie. Can we look up,
I
Casey?
think it's too salty.
Yeah, in this below salt level. So, can we look up how good Indiana's or Indianapolis's salt is?
I don't think it's very good. So when I was having like my cancer surgeries, like
Humble brag.
you know how like
No.
when you go to the doctor, they tell you we have the best, we got the best people working on you.
Oncology.
Well, in that case, like I feel like it was true because everybody, like the nurses, all repeatedly apologized for the water, and then when I said, "Oh no, I'm from here, this is fine," they were like legit surprised. They're like, "Wow, we don't get anybody from Indy here," you know?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
But I mean, everybody apologized massively for the water, so I feel like there's a lot of people saying that the water sucks.
Is it okay to drink tap water in Indiana? Oh no, we're finding out some things here together.
Wait, water
Comes straight from
quality
Gary.
is a 43.
It's not good.
We're 43. Does that mean we're the 43? There's
of
only
50.
7 states above us.
I think
Wait,
it's the worst.
how's
Oh,
yeah?
Yeah, I don't think that. They
Oh,
say,
Because
I don't think that
Michigan-
you're
Michigan-
ranked by how
that's-
many you beat.
Yeah, Michigan has Flint. Okay.
Yeah. How are
Flint's
they not? How are they not 50th though? Like, who's
Yeah.
the worst?
Yeah, who is the worst? And how is Alaska 48? You would think Alaska would have the clearest water.
It should-
Texas?
It's a big state. There's probably a lot of issues.
And they're probably talking more municipal, right? Like,
What about the
because if you're out in the country, you're on a well or something, so they're probably doing all their measurements in like cities,
bigger cities.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and the bigger the city, we're the 13th biggest city, so we got it.
There you
Alright,
go.
I don't
Anyway,
think-
I'm a really nice person.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
don't
yeah, we
really,
got-
I don't
no.
try to make a big stink about it.
I think
but
actually you saved us. We realized
Honesty
that we
is-
live in Flint, Michigan.
honesty is a big new thing with me. Just very blunt.
Yeah.
Just very.
I like it.
I used to be very polite, and then I was like, "Oh, that's so fucking boring to be very agreeable to every single thing."
Yeah.
It's it's way more interesting to be like,
Are you an overshare? Mm-hmm. I definitely I'm to a fault an over like I'm a very honest, like I will like, and I feel like I've seen you do it a couple times this weekend. Like someone gives you a compliment, and
you're
then
like-
you have to be like, well,
no, these are from the thrift store,
Yeah.
and I hate myself.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
This isn't my body.
No, this is, I had Invisalign. But you know what you're talking about. I'm actually a piece of shit.
I'm a clone.
Yeah,
I'm actually
I'm actually a clone. Yeah, that's
Kelly Collette died 5 years ago.
Xanadu taking over my body. Yeah, I think it's a really interesting thing to be genuinely disappointed in yourself, because I feel like everybody wants to put on this front of perfectionism and like, oh yeah, I got it all figured out, it's fine. It's like, it's way more interesting for you to be like, I'm struggling.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about, you were like, I think you have imposter syndrome, but I'm like,
Yeah, you do.
oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it's crazy to think that like 6 years ago I was like going to an open mic, and now I'm like I'm getting paid from a club to do stand-up comedy. It feels like a grift. I'm like, did I
honestly-
trick all these people?
That's how I
Like-
feel all the fucking time. I'm always like, you guys don't really like me. You're just like, I'm some Make-A-Wish comedian that you guys are like, she's trying so hard. Like, I'm getting the participation trophy of comedy.
How was when you first started? What was your experience like when you were first starting off?
I got really lucky because, do you guys know what rooftop comedy was?
Yeah.
Did we talk about this last
They
time?
used to record, right?
Yeah, they would record in the back rooms of like select clubs throughout the country, and my home club was one of the rooftop clubs. So this is back before Instagram. Like, Instagram was a thing like my first or second year, but no one was using it. We were all just taking pictures of like our
dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Or out the window, ooh, sunset, and then you filter it where it's like not even pretty anymore, and you're like art. But Rooftop would film, and then they would send the footage to their home office in San Francisco. And that was like a kind of like a Funny or Die website. So
Okay.
they would put your clips out there, and then you could be like comedian of the day. So I was doing all these open mics where normally you wouldn't get seen by anybody because no industry's coming to Ohio to like go look at the back of the room at an open mic. But these people were seeing me, and I guess festivals had reached out to them like, hey, do you know some comics that would want to be on our one of them was Lucille Ball Comedy Festival, and they're going to do like a compilation CD. And it was like my 3rd year in, and I got that.
That's awesome.
And then they needed people for CMT's Next Big Comic, and they're like, how about Kelly? Like, they liked me. And I think they made me comic of the day one time. And this is a life hack cheat code. I don't know what I was really, like I said, I used to be really like, I sent them a package of M&Ms with my face on it. Just to say, like, thank you for making me comedian of the day. Like, this is so nice. And they were like, no one has done anything nice for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I like that I did it after they gave me something and not before. So I didn't feel like I was, like, buying it. But I was, like, showing them appreciation. Like, that this is cool. Like, thank you for doing that for me. And I think maybe that stuck with them, too, as, like, not only we think she's funny, but we think she's a good person. And so maybe that helped down the line, so to speak. But that was, like, before TikTok. Like, that's how you got seen by places around the country, is you could do that.
Tip of the day, give some gifts.
Give some, I mean, even appreciation, a note, a letter, a thank you. I had just a little bit more memorable. I mean, make sure they like you first. Like, don't be that person that's, like, bribing people.
No,
but it works.
The first time you came on this podcast, you sent me a tip. And
that was weird.
Only 2 people have tried to pay me. And
they're
both in this room. Thad, the first time he came on as a guest.
Oh, hey!
Like he was like the 4th or 5th, one of the early guests.
Yeah.
And he tried to like palm me money like Goodfellas. And I was like, what do you know, man? Like, this is not what we're doing here.
You just cook so much food. And I know, like, you catered a recipe to go against my no white foods policy.
Yeah.
And I was very grateful. So I just sent you like $25. And then he said, you're not going to fucking out nice me.
Right.
I will out nice you to the grave. So then I'm at some random show in Indy. And all of a sudden, Dyke walks in with a bouquet of flowers. Yeah. But the card said my deepest sympathies, which is so funny that he got me funeral flowers. And it was so funny because I was talking to other comics. I was like, me and Dyke are in this nice off. So I was thinking about like getting like a cameo. I was like finding out who your favorite comic is, and I was gonna get like a cameo made or something like that. And they go, why don't you just give him work? And I was like, you know what? That's probably what he wants what he deserves. You know what I mean? They're like, that would be the best thing that you could give him. But I'm like, maybe The Rock can send him a message. I'm just like, I'm not gonna get you work. I'm not gonna help you live your dream, but I will.
That'd be really funny. Like, you keep getting more and more famous. And you're just sending me like singing telegrams. Here's Jim
Carrey with his
this is on Netflix. I can't get nothing.
I was thinking like if I could get Topanga to send a message, like that would have been something really cool. That's way better than a weekend at
Now, do you regret like paying him back with stage time? Do you like or
no? He's great. And yeah, I actually was like, he's kind of like I thought we worked really well together.
I thought it was a great show.
We don't have any overlapping material. We say the Shire, that's the only thing. We both have a punchline about.
Yeah, and I thought you incorporated it very well.
Yeah, I did a callback to his set during mine after I said my punchline. I kind of doubled down on his, and they were like, "Oh, they're friends."
I wasn't quite sure because you kept like literally talking to the back of the room, playing to the back of the room.
Yeah, I would talk to. Well, I could see your shadow lingering in the thing, and I was like, I appreciate you watching my whole set. It was nice. Usually comics just like peace out, and they're like, I've seen this a couple times, but you were actually watching.
I thought I was in the shadows, and then so I kept being like, she can't see me, right?
I can definitely see you.
She's just looking over in this general direction.
I did my whole set making eye contact.
I know, and I was like, I was convinced you were, and I was like, no, I'm in.
Yeah, you know that scene from Bring It On where the cheerleader's looking at the guy in the stands? I was doing all my jokes to him.
She kept doing finger guns. I was
like,
am I right, Dyke?
Yeah.
Dyke gets it.
You guys liked him, right? Oh yeah, and the first show of the Friday, everybody liked him more than me. So then I got really fucking self-conscious.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were all like, you know the thing where they like say to the feature, they're like, oh, you were great, you're better than the headline. I'm like, standing right fucking here, you guys.
Well,
but then I kicked your ass after that.
I took some compliments in the first show, But you were selling like children's books.
Yeah.
Like you were selling thousands of dollars in children's books on
It was
that show.
nice. People like their kids. Can you believe that? It's an untapped market. I had no idea.
It's ridiculous.
They love their kids.
I mean, I love my kids, but I still think it's a bit much. I mean, because like the amount of new clothing that's sold for kids.
Oh my gosh.
Like you can just make shit and put kids on it and they'll buy it. Because I mean, I've received, and the thing is like when you're like a new parent, everybody you know that has a kid has like trash bags of clothes that they just give to you because they don't want them anymore. So I don't even know how it's possible to sell new kids clothes. But yeah, kids books, kids clothes. Yeah.
Oh, while we're on the subject, plug your book because your book is awesome.
Oh, thank you. So I wrote. I went out to Yellowstone and I was sitting on top of this mountain and I was having this very prolific moment and I just like typed up a little poem because I felt like very small and insignificant. It was like the first time my anxiety went away because you feel like it's not like you have main character syndrome, but like you're living in your head 24/7 and like all your problems feel so heavy. But like looking out there, I was like, you know what? I get to die in like 60 years, hopefully, knock on wood, sometime, and everything I do will have been forgotten.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I might have an album or two out there, but like thinking about like I have that Susan B. Anthony joke. I was like, everybody knows who she is. No one remembers what she did. They all know.
So let me get this straight. You did like a death children's book?
No, it's
like
about
a doula,
death. No, it's
a
not.
doula for children.
So I wrote this poem, and it reminded me of the Carl Sagan picture of the tiny blue dot. And he's like, we're just on this tiny blue dot. And I was just like, the book's called "You Are Actually Quite Small." So I wrote the poem, and all my friends are like, "Oh my God, like put that in a book. I want to read it." Or like, I want to read it to my kids, like this poem or something, because a lot of kids have anxiety now, and they think they have to be perfect, and they have all this weight on their shoulders, and it's just like a way to get out of your head. The little poem was, and I actually took one line out of it because it was too deathy. So it used to say like, what was it? The world doesn't end each day. And then I have a picture of a sun and a moon saying goodbye. And the poem used to say, and even if it does, it wasn't your fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, if I put that in there, they're going to be like, wait, it's going to end? Is it going to end?
That's like, now I lay me down to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
I thought you were going to say the world doesn't end each day, but we do.
But Grandpa does.
There's thousands of us that do.
But it could.
But everything feels like the end of the world, and it almost feels like it's your fault sometimes that bad things are happening, or I just want to get people out of their head. So I wrote that, and
your friend illustrated it, right?
She did, yeah. Laura Sanders, she's a comedian from Columbus that lives in New Orleans now, and I love her illustration. She also does these coloring books, adult coloring books and stuff like that. So when I was like trying to put this together, I was like, well, the illustrations have got to be something really fun and like, colorful and stuff like that, and that's exactly what I wanted to incorporate. But yeah, I ended up doing it as part of my merch because
it's a great idea.
I originally have sex dice and I have koozies, but I was like, as soon as I started selling it as my merch, like that was the #1 seller, and then I realized like, oh yeah, these people are taking like 2 hours of their night away from their kids, and they like want to come home with something and be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I left you with Uncle Ted or whatever, you know what I mean? So
I thought you meant 2 hours for the sex dice. Like,
sometimes I got sex dice, I got children's book. Don't mix these up.
But you should buy them together because while you're having sex,
you make another kid
read the book.
The book and vice versa.
So
then
genius.
there's a beer with it. So yeah, but it actually sells really well after shows.
Can people purchase this through your website?
And you can put it on Amazon.
Amazon, because Zach's going to get some for his kids.
Yeah. So I think that's a link. Look at that.
Yeah,
look at that. It's cheaper on Amazon. Don't tell anybody who buys it in person.
Secret.
Just
11 ratings. Ooh.
Nice. All 5 stars.
Yeah.
Well, we should read one of the ratings.
Yeah, let's read that.
I'm going to drag that down to a 4.
Good.
Oh, I signed it. Somebody picked it up after a show and wrote a review.
Oh, look at that. That's your
I
signature.
met the author at a comedy show. She's really funny in El Paso, Texas. I bought the book to support her as she was touring small venues. She signed it. When I got home and read it, I immediately ordered 10 copies for my coworkers and friends.
I've never seen this
Lovely
before.
book. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Chuko Anna.
I might cry. That's
Can you
really
do a pause button for
cool.
that?
Can you go and fact check that though? Because I feel like everybody that says they went and bought 10 copies didn't.
Yeah. Did you?
Let me
I
see
think
those
I
receipts.
could. So it's
Yeah.
really cool because if you upload something on Amazon, they give you like a report that tells you month by month like how many sales you get. Doesn't tell you like where they're coming from, but it tells you the amount because then you have to pay taxes and stuff like that. But yeah, so it was really interesting when I put it out. It had like a huge surge from all my friends, and then it slowly died down. But now I'm selling them more like at shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, talk about imposter syndrome. You're an author getting these wonderful reviews on your books.
There's only like 11.
They're buying
But see, like
10
I'm just
of
like,
them.
it's not that big of a deal. It was just a poem.
No, I think 11 good reviews on Amazon is a really decent deal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's the average. I think
Yeah.
that's above average for certain.
You've wrote books on Amazon. You've never got that many, right? You've never.
You wrote books?
I've gotten some reviews. I've written erotica and stuff like that.
Fuck yeah. So
Yeah.
I saw there was like this thing where they're like, we need female authors to write this smut. And I was like, I want to get in there. And you had to like submit like a sample, stuff like that. And they never picked me.
I just did
wasn't
it
smutty enough.
self-published
Yeah.
and did like, because I did that, and then I did like print on demand and then just digital copies. But I also made like coloring books, and like
Yeah.
every year I have a that's not under the erotica brand, but like the coloring books, like I have a St. Patrick's Day one that like for whatever reason I sell like 20 or 30 every year.
You should use my title. You are actually quite small for your erotica. That
Ding, ding,
seems
ding.
like it should have been definitely
that
coloring
applause.
book.
I don't
There
know
we
why
go.
I
Coloring book.
Yeah.
I was trying to pitch.
That would be great. Like bad dick pics, you take them and turn them into coloring book pages, like really
yeah.
disappointing ones. That would be amazing.
The Coca-Cola can is so much bigger. It's just
Yeah,
a giant-
it's all comparisons.
Like-
Like on the next one, it's a
Yeah.
pineapple, and then
Yeah.
there's
You're
a.
actually quite small.
We are actually.
And it actually, it's like a therapy to help women get over the traumatized
Of receiving
Dick
the end of
pics.
one of those. Yeah.
or men.
I don't
Yeah.
know why, but I was picturing you writing erotica, and as a comic, I was just seeing you like, and then he pulled out his wiener.
And he wouldn't let me leave the green room.
Oh,
And then I got booked. On
Stories
so
from
many-
the road.
Yeah.
how I got booked.
But yeah, I think it speaks to the imposter syndrome you and I both have of like, but like anybody listening to this, do you guys know you can just do stuff?
Yeah.
Like no one's going to give you permission to be a children's book author. And some people think they have to have an idea or a pitch and go take it to someone and be like, do you like this? And the person's always like, no, because so many gatekeepers, right? But you can just do something,
Yeah.
and it can still work out. It might not be to the scale that you want it to be, but no one's ever gotten permission. You don't have to go to art school to be an artist. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Well, think about all the people that came up to you and were like, "I've been thinking about doing and
stand-up,
you're just like,
yeah.
just do it." Like a guy was like asking, "So what would I need to do to get that going?" We're like, "Just do it."
you need your license first. You need your stand-up
Do you
license.
have your comedian's license?
It would be funny to
Start selling those?
selling
Yeah.
stand-up
At open mics.
licenses. Yeah,
Ooh, that's good.
We could make so much money. But like people think they need to take a class, right?
there are
There's
even
like
classes.
there are two schools of thoughts. People are like, I need to be prepared to be able to do this thing. And then there's people like probably everybody in this room that was like, the way I'm going to learn how to do this is by doing it. So I know for me, I signed up for my first open mic before I had any material because I was like, if I build it, they will come kind of thing. I said, if
you locked yourself into a deadline.
if I sign myself up, I will write 5 minutes. But if
Yeah.
I say I need to write 5 minutes and then I'll sign up, that deadline will pass and
Yep.
pass and pass. So I have to hold my own feet to the fire
yeah.
to say I'm gonna like even with my art show that I did, I was like I am gonna have it on July 15th. I'm gonna bang out 3 more pieces because I have the 10 or whatever, and I want it to be a 13-piece collection.
I'm the same way. Like you were talking
You
about
have to do it.
accountability.
Yeah.
And like I need a hard deadline to be like, oh, like the people that like just do their stuff like like you get a homework assignment for the end of the semester, and people that like diligently work on it all
Yeah.
semester and have it like, no, I'm scrambling the week before
Yeah.
Yeah.
to get it done.
I used to be an RA in college, and one of the best things that I got out of that is that we had office hours where we had to sit at a desk and like get people's packages. So like 4 hours a week, I had to be at a desk working, and I was like, I have 4 hours. I should do my homework. And it was like I would do my work for the entire semester, like the first 3 weeks, because I was just watching. I was like drooling, watching people walk by, playing volleyball, going to their things, and I'm like, okay, I want that free time. So if I do this now, I can have that later. It was like the best. You gotta like trick your own mind sometimes to be
motivation.
Like, yeah. Dude,
What was the wildest thing you ever saw being an RA?
We had a
you
girl.
don't have to say names.
We had a girl come
Nice.
complaining that her roommate was stealing and wearing her underwear. That was one. I talked to a girl from a panic attack. I did bust a party because we were dry campus one time, and I walked by a room. They were being so loud. I was just going to tell them to be quiet. They had their door open. They had all this alcohol. And I was like, you guys, I'm an RA. And they were like, oh. And I was like, I need your names. And people were like, we're in the witness protection program. And I'm like, this was my first time. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I can't like hold them down and make them give me their name, right? And some of them were like, we don't even go to this school. And then one girl cried. She's like, I'm on the volleyball team. I'm on scholarship. If you bust me, I will get kicked off the team. I have to get like kicked out of college. And I'm like, why didn't you just close the door? If you just close the door, I had no probable cause. Like you were being so dumb about it. I hated it. But I was an RA as a freshman, which is really hard.
Oh yeah.
To get
Seems
anybody.
Like that's a weird position to be in.
It was weird because they put me on a floor that had previously not had an RA, so they were like
Untamed.
They were untamed.
Yeah.
12 untamed girls. And I came in like, hey guys, you're going to be quiet. And they're all like, fuck you. And they're like tearing my posters off my wall.
This could be your erotica.
12 untamed girls.
Yeah.
Speaking of, one of the girls got crabs. And I got called. Yeah, she got crabs from a guy, obviously. I got called into my hall director's office. And they said, hey, she's going around telling everybody she got it from the toilet seat in your dorm room. And her mom is calling up saying that, you know, you're not making sure that thing. And I was like, your mom thinks that you rubbed your vagina on a toilet seat and got, like, I'm going to need to send your mom like a little packet here.
Yeah.
Like, she's very out of line with this. Yeah.
Her little angel wouldn't do that.
So that happened. Yeah. So that was probably the wildest thing. Just amount of, I had a person call me that was like, hey, can you make sure that my kid's doing their homework? And I was like, oh, that sounds like your job. It was just so weird. It was like a lot of helicopter. There was like the Asia helicopter parents too, of like just making sure they're making all the right choices. And I was like, I guarantee they're not.
Like, I just bust parties.
I know. I'm just here to get some free housing. You know what I mean?
Pump your daughter's stomach.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We did have one of the things that you have to do is like throw events, and they want you to have like educational ones, but you're allowed to have fun ones too, and you have a budget. And one of the things my girls wanted was the sex toy party, one of those, which is fun. They all came and we talked. I tried to make it educational. I was like, we're gonna talk about sex education. Crabs, girl, you hear this? You hear all this stuff about sex ed? But then they bought all this stuff, and they're like, oh, since you're the host, you get free stuff because they bought a certain amount of threshold. So, oh my God. So I decided to share it with all the girls. I was like, hey guys, you guys bought all this stuff. We get like $120. I'm going to spend it back on you. Let's buy like some dumb stuff. So we all bought this blowjob gel that you're supposed to like put in the back of your throat to numb your throat.
Okay.
But there was a 12 pack of like a variety pack of flavors.
Now, numbing the throat.
Numbing the throat. So we all drink it. And then the rest of the night, we're all like, like talking to each other at this party, like.
Wait, you just all
we all did it
out
together.
And just did blowjob juice together.
We all tried it to be like, oh, this is fun. Like, will this work? Oh, look at that, pillow talk parties. I'm sure they're gonna hate that. And first of all, none of them probably know who I am anymore. But yeah, that was a whole thing. That was like something it was like a chemical that numbed your throat.
Wow. Is such an issue?
Not
in the blowjob game?
Not that I know of. I don't need that shit. Blowjob numbing. There's a B in numbing. Numbing. Yeah, numbing gel. I don't remember what. I think I even like took the bullet and got the grossest flavor of it too. I probably like pina colada or some shit like that.
I mean, it would only matter for a second, right?
Yeah.
Because then it's all numb.
Right. But like,
I hate that.
I don't know how much. Yeah, I think part of the appeal of a blowjob for a man is watching you die. Right?
Yeah. You're not going to be like.
Did we go weird with this? We can pivot this conversation.
Well, let's take a quick commercial break on that note.
Sorry, everybody.
And we'll be right back.
Sorry, Mom.
You are actually
Buy
quite
my children's
small.
book.
Yeah, I don't need this numbing gel. You're actually quite small.
This week on the After Brunch Podcast.
See, having a vagina would be very hard. Like with fish incidences.
I mean, a vagina seems like a way more surface area for a fish to swim up.
To go up.
Like a fish swimming up your pee hole.
Like
is
you would have heard of a vagina fish by now.
Yeah. Well, like a fish swimming up a guy's pee hole, man, that's like taking out the Death Star. You know, you really got to gleam the cube and shoot up a perfect, tunnel there. But like a vagina, yeah, there's lots of
hammerhead in there.
I don't know. I've never seen a vagina before. I'm just guessing.
Has anyone even...
Join us at patreon.com/Harder Brunch.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Hey, welcome back to the podcast. We're talking with Kelly Collette. Real quick, I do want to, we got a bunch of stuff we got to get in here. We were having so much fun on the first half. We got to do shout out to where we ate brunch at.
Fuck yeah.
Which is, I'm sorry, let me start that over. It's time for the Smoking Goose brunch breakdown.
Hey.
Now, Kelly, you've been a guest on the show before, so we cooked a meal for you here before. So this time we had an away game, and we went to my friend Adam's new place, Gather 22. Which is on 22nd Street,
22nd Street or something.
22nd Street, yeah. I was trying to think of how to say it.
It's Catch 22.
And it is Catch.
Yeah.
Oh, that should have been cool.
And did you see their phone number ends with 2222?
Dude, that's so smart. I got to say, I knew it was going to be, I had a feeling it was going to be good. I was really impressed. I was really impressed with everything.
I was beyond impressed. I was fangirling. I wanted to move in there.
Like the design, the impeccable taste of the design, the staff was super cool. The food was great.
They make it an experience.
Yeah,
because when you walk in, I saw on a table it was a mimosa flight on a tiered, layered contraption, and they bring you 8 different drinks, $75, but they put glitter in it, and they put accoutrements that you can add juices and textures and fruits and stuff, and it seems like an experience. It's not just a place to eat.
It is an experience. I got a Bloody Mary, and there was like a pizza on top.
Yeah.
A slice of pizza on top of it. I've never seen that for a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, and the little bacon thing that we got that was like, it was what you were talking about. It was a little contraption. It was like a block of wood with the
skewers
very dangerous
of bacon.
skewers.
Was that back fat?
I think it was just bacon. It was just belly fat.
But it was like stacked high, and our friend of the show, Fred Miller, had an art installation in there, which was really cool. The I forget what it was called.
The cavern.
The
quantum
cavern, yeah. Which was like a mylar. I don't know, what would you call that?
Ceiling adornment. I don't know what it was. It almost looked like it went into the design of the building, but it was.
Was it around like one of the like piping things or something? Or
well,
it kind of went around the whole top of the room.
It looks like kind of foil that's like sticking out, and then there's lights that go around it, so it changes colors.
Oh,
like
I didn't see that part.
No, they didn't put that on.
Okay,
but the art behind us too was really cool, and they had a patio with a bus out there.
Yeah, they had a bus out there that I believe you can either rent that out to have like your own private spot, and I feel like in the summertime it's gonna be cool. They have a fire pit out there.
I want some s'mores.
Outdoor seating. I had a really great mocktail. Like usually if you get a mocktail, it's just kind of like this lame juice.
Juicy,
sometimes this was like hibiscus and lemon and sweet. It was really good, and I was just like, man, like I felt like I had a full brunch experience.
Yeah, Gwen and I split the French toast and the chili. I'm so white. Chilaquiles pizza, so good.
Yeah, that looked really good.
It was. The feta on it is not typically like a Mexican cheese, you know, but it worked with everything, and the jalapenos. It was very, very spicy. The chorizo was awesome. I'm drooling thinking about it right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't choose. I got the French toast, and then I got something else. And
The pastrami lox.
Yeah, the lox. Thank you, which were delicious. But I was so full afterwards.
I don't typically eat. I don't sit down and eat the full meal because
Yeah.
usually Zach and I are cooking. So like anytime we go out to eat, I have to remember not to eat the full meal because then I like come back and podcast and I feel like Marlon Brando like
Yeah.
in the later years.
Dad and I were almost falling asleep. And we were like, we gotta put some music on. We gotta,
She was
we gotta-
suggesting a harder brunch nap time, which has been suggested before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt like I needed it.
That's what that mattress is in the other room.
I was
for.
wondering. I thought you guys might have had like a gimp or something in the back room. Is that we like comic stay?
That brings
Yeah,
out the
yeah.
coffee and
Just
stuff.
brings out. Yeah,
That's Rena
it's
Cobb's
a very-
Airbnb.
Yeah, it's a very. It's a mattress on the floor, no box spring, no sheets. Lots of. It was. Hey, okay, sorry.
No, that is what it
First the
is.
water, now
I feel like that's the
this.
nice,
I shouldn't
the
have
nice
said
way
hey.
to describe it
She's just
because
telling the truth.
yeah, like we should put pictures up there to accompany it.
Yeah, you should put pictures of people sleeping on it.
'Cause I feel like
that,
that-
are still alive.
Well, we-
so that they know.
Well, we put sheets on when Rena stays, so it's
Yeah.
like that's Rena's
We put the
room.
clean sheets
Yeah, but
on.
that
so
doesn't
you don't
take
wanna
it off the
come-
floor. That's
Yeah.
the thing. It's still a mattress on the floor.
I'll tell you what. I went and bought a what I thought was a box spring, or not a box spring, but like a frame
Yeah.
off of Facebook Marketplace, and I got there and it was the wrong size frame, and it was only 3 inches off the ground.
And you're like, I
But-
might as well put it on the floor.
But it was only $10, and I felt so awkward. I just bought it, even knowing that I wasn't going to ever be
You're
able to
gonna
use
have to
it.
haul that thing.
Yeah, I sure did.
Just right to the dumpster. Yeah, absolutely. the
Hauled it right
recycling
to the
center.
trash.
Well, I'm just saying, you guys sound classist.
I mean, but first the water thing, and now the mattress on the floor. You
Right.
guys are never gonna have me back.
You know how many people sleep on a floor across America? A lot, probably.
Probably a lot.
So
yeah, they
let's-
probably have.
Calm down on the bed
Yeah,
talk.
they don't have chains
Now-
next to the bed.
But how many people offer their guests to sleep on the floor when they sleep in beds?
No, we offer. We say, look,
Couch.
you can
The
have
couch
the
is
you can have the
comfy.
couch upstairs, or if you would like more privacy,
You can sleep with
you
us.
can sleep down. Ask or grass.
Yeah.
No, but we were talking about. You said you had one of the best lattes you'd ever have there.
Oh, so good.
And they use our sponsor, Tinker Coffee.
They do.
For like, I just saw the bags of it everywhere when we went in there,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, cool. I don't have to like shoehorn this weird thing in because I'm drinking. Even when we're away, I'm drinking Tinker Coffee.
Yeah. The latte was one of my favorite. I got the vanilla with almond milk, but it had these. I asked for the raspberry. They have freeze dried raspberries on top that provided a little like tanginess to the top. Mwah, it felt like a Fruity Pebbles drink.
I feel
So
like
good.
I feel like you got the best of both worlds. I feel like you got Tinker Coffee, which is already
Mm-hmm.
just solid, so good, and then what their bar program at Gather 22 did.
Oh,
That
so
was
good.
Wonderful.
I would live there.
I cannot believe that place isn't packed every day.
They just opened. They said October.
Yeah, they're still new. I don't think, and that's why I want to get the word out because I don't think people know how. Like I was surprised. Like I made sure to get reservations and stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, there's going to be like an hour wait, and like there was a
There
lot of
will
people
be.
there, but it wasn't like
It wasn't an hour wait.
packed as like I
It
thought
should
it would
have
be.
been. It should have been.
It will be.
ass to
By
elbows in
summertime.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have a DJ in the back.
All I have to say is go there and tell them Harder Brunch sent you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Anytime you do anything, tell them
Yeah.
Harder Brunch sent you.
Even if it's
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Go to IKEA, get a mattress in a box spring. Tell them Harder Brunch sent you.
Go to the doctor.
I slept on their demon mattress.
I have this rash. Harder Brunch sent me. Now, one of the things I wanted to make sure that we have to talk about is you let it casually slip
Oh no.
that you are circus folk.
Yes.
And
See who's classist now? Came from the circus.
and I've only met a handful of people that have done this before,
Yeah.
but like you went to like clown college or something?
It's not clown college. So I in my high school, one of our teachers on the side was like a juggler, and he would do juggling performances.
Mm-hmm.
And he always tried to start like a juggling club. And we're like, no, we don't want to get beat up. I never wanted to learn how to juggle, but after I graduated, he reached out to me and he was like, hey, I know you're like really artistic. Would you ever like want to face paint for extra money? And he's like, it was really good money, especially for a college student. You just show up, they bring the supplies. So yeah, it's actually called Cincinnati Circus if you want to look them up. So I learned how to they just let me kind of freestyle on that, and then I realized the stilt walkers made like $50 an hour or something like that, which to a college student that's so much money.
$50 an hour.
$50
To me,
an
that's
hour.
a lot of money.
Yeah. So yeah.
Can we still do that? Can we get on some stilts?
I don't know if they charge that now. They might have. This is back when they had like 10 people working for them. So I learned how to stilt walk. I learned how to make balloon animals, which I'm still really freaking good at.
Okay.
Balloon animals. I bring it. To
Well,
the
we got
party.
some balloons upstairs. Let me see what's going on.
So then I was a living statue where I painted my whole body, sat in a park for 2 hours, which was really fun. Yeah, it's kind of small movements, except for I would get bored and jump out and scare people. Now I do comedy for them sometimes. They're just like an agency. But yeah, they have like, now they've expanded over the last 20 years to like aerial artists, sideshows. So anything you can get for like a corporate event, which Dyke, I had you hired for them.
Yeah. Oh, that's the company.
That's the company. Yeah. So I had Dyke do a casino show because I couldn't do it. And I said, show up at this place, just do comedy.
No.
And
Is that their surprise show that you had?
It wasn't a surprise.
the
The surprise that Kelly wasn't there.
Yeah.
yeah. So
I'm here opening for Kelly.
I'm here open
Who's
for
Kelly?
Yeah, she's not gonna be here.
You mean that clown?
Yep, you gotta read the whole thing. So yeah, that's just how I started. So
That's
I
amazing.
tried to do the fire eating. That was one of the things that
Really?
Yeah, that was one
What's
of
the gimmick?
you put your it's on a long
Bush League. I'm sorry.
It's a small flame, but they put it on a long rod. And if you put the whole thing in your mouth, put your teeth on the rod, the moisture and everything, the lack of oxygen suffocates the flame. So it's more mental.
Then how do you get the long rod down your throat?
You don't go all the way down.
You use that numbing gel.
Yeah. Secret of the trade. I mean, the whole thing is like the size of this. They just light this on fire. It just looks really big, and then
Yeah.
when you put it this way, the flame starts going away from you. Right. So you put it in your mouth, put your teeth on it.
So all
But
these
it's
tricks.
bravery. It's bravery. So yeah, the jugglers. I did magic. I did strolling magic for a really long time, and I was really bad at it.
I was gonna say, do you have any tricks that you still know?
So like things like Magician's Choice, where you pretend like, sorry, magicians aren't supposed to reveal anything. I signed a blood pact. Man, you guys almost got me kicked out of the magic community.
Or killed.
I seriously.
Which is more secretive, the sorority you were in or the magic fraternity?
Definitely magic.
Okay.
Somebody
Did they
infiltra-
make you agree to not share secrets?
No, it's just like it's like a respect thing.
Yeah.
It's
Do
like
you have
this is
to-
how people make their
Do you
money.
have to say there's no agreement? Is that part of the thing?
Sure. You'll never know. Yeah. See how it's see how
So
the flame
his
goes.
teeth are clenched, but his lips are open.
So that see how
It's going up.
See how the flame goes up? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the tricks. Yeah. So yeah, with the magic, I would just try to distract people as long as I can before I had to actually do a trick. So for like an hour of strolling, I think I only did like 4 tricks, and the whole time I'd be talking to girls like, "Oh my god, I love your outfit." They probably thought it was all part of the trick. And then I just be like, you want to see a card trick real quick? And then I would do it. And then I would go to the next party. So I was really bad at that. So I ended up selling all my magic tricks back to the circus and being like, hey, I bought all these for like the last 2 years to like make my act. I don't want to do this anymore.
They bought them back.
Yeah, I think I sold them for like $50 or something. I was like, it's either going in the trash or back to you guys. Maybe I even gave them away. I don't know. But it was things like...
I want to sell some magic tricks.
Yeah, I mean... some things you make, but like you find your own shtick on how you're going to present things. And then there's like store-bought magic tricks, which are easier to do. I mean, when you work on like sleight of hand or like invisible string and stuff like that, like that stuff's really difficult.
My friends and I, we would go a couple of times. We go and we get Kmart or something, and you get like a packet. It was like 100 magic tricks or whatever.
It's like a little ball. That
and then we get drunk and we'd each take like a trick and we'd go to a separate corner and like try to practice it for like 10 minutes, and then we'd put on a drunken magic show for each other.
Oh, that's so fun.
That sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've done either like a magic trick or like palm reading, because I learned how to do palm reading at a bar. Just randomly, like talking to drunk people. I'm like, oh yeah, I can read your palms. And they would get so excited. Or if I did a magic trick, they'd be like, oh my God. And I was like, I feel like a divorced guy. You know what I mean? Like just throwing anything I can out there.
No, you're a real carny. You're a legit.
I was, yeah.
Well, and it's like, I've always felt that stand-up comedy is like carnival adjacent.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
You're
a lot
barking,
of
you're
yeah.
Step on
You're working the circuit.
Yeah.
You know, you're
You're in the scene. Once you're in the industry, people know.
There is kind of a grift to it.
There's a little seediness.
I'm not trying to derail it too much, but like if I were to go to sell magic tricks, do I have to show them the magic trick before I sell it, or can I say I have magic tricks, give me $50, and then they're like, wait, where did it go? I'm like, you got to pay me $50 to see that.
Actually, so one of the things, I used to go to this magic shop. It's closed now. It's called like Artie's in Covington, Kentucky, and the guy would basically do it. I'd be like, what's a good $5 trick? And he'd be like, okay. So he'd show me something. And basically, the tools that he was showing me, I could get anywhere.
Yeah.
Like 3 rubber balls or something like that. What I was paying for him is his information.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, here's how you do it. You know what I mean? $5, that's gonna kill 5 minutes in my act. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny.
I have a trick that I did as a child that I like still remember to this day because I thought it was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would you would like put like a plate over a cup or a jar or something, and you'd put a coin there and then cover it with a napkin, and then you tap it with like a magic wand or whatever, and the coin would go through the plate into the thing, and then you'd be like, ta-da!
Oh.
And there's no hole or anything in it. And it was
You gonna tell the secret?
I was gonna say, I've never seen that.
I mean, it's a child. I don't think the Magician's Guild is going to come for me.
No,
this
they're
is like
not.
a child. There would be another coin that was glued on the other side. You would glue it, like freshly glue it.
And then when you tap it,
it would fall.
falls.
And then you would just do you would just kind of grab the whole thing.
But here's the thing, you can't repeat that one.
Nope. You can only do it once.
And and what you should only do, because sometimes I would do something, people like, do that again, and then the second time they're just looking for how you did it instead of being amazed by it.
And they're not like, hey, what's all that white stuff on the quarter?
Yeah, why is there
sauce.
glue on it?
Magic sauce.
This is not the same quarter.
I was visiting my cousin in the Keys one time on vacation, and we went out to this bar, and I started chopping it up with this dude, and I was like, what do you do? And he's just like, I'm a magician. I was like, bullshit.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. And then he did, and there really is a stereotype about black people being amazed by sleight of hand magic. It's true, man. It is true. Because I was like, he did one trick, and I was like, this guy's a warlock.
He's a witch.
But kill him.
He was really good at it, and he was like, hey, I got a show tomorrow. You should come. And it was like at this like really fancy schmancy like outdoor dining place.
Wow.
And it was like $100 a dinner.
Yeah.
And it's like, we don't have that money, so we just stayed on the outside fence and just watched it for free.
Like a baseball game.
Yeah. But he was on like America's Got Talent and stuff like that. He's the rock and roll magician.
Oh my gosh.
He's like a 50-year-old, 60-year-old man.
Honestly, people commit to that. Like once they like, if they're good at it, it's like, why not keep doing it? I feel like it's kind of like stand-up comedy. Like you get your act together, and then like you ride that for a really long time until you start
a lot of
getting
money
bored
invested
of it.
in too.
Yeah, and I think it's also like stand-up where I can't watch it anymore without like trying to analyze the formulaic process of it. So it's like you stop enjoying it once you do it, because you're like, now I'm just watching everybody's hands, their pockets, the things that I'm not supposed to be watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ruining it for
That's
myself.
how I am with porn. I just can't enjoy it anymore. Like, how are they doing that?
Yeah, she's
Like-
faking that. She's an actress. That's a
What's
plant.
the trick? No one enjoys sex.
Yeah.
How do they get their legs behind their heads away? No, this is actually getting me excited for camp, summer camp. You were there when we were launching it.
Yes.
I hope you get to come this year.
I am. I'm coming.
For sure.
For sure. I have it
Okay.
on my calendar and everything.
I want there
That
to
was a
be
surprise
magic
announcement.
acts.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. It wasn't.
Oh. Surprise. I ruined everything. Surprise. I'm the worst guest ever.
One of my tricks is just ruining secrets.
I think you guys should do a talent show.
Well, I want there to be fire.
Yeah.
I want there to be magic.
Okay.
I don't know about stilts. $50 an hour sounds a little high to
I
get
can
that
think-
high.
Well, you're gonna do the magic in
I
the
want to do
stilts.
body painting, like face painting.
Okay,
Yeah.
100%.
Well,
That's
I
easy.
already bought glow in the dark body paint
Fuck yeah.
for the glow in the dark party in the woods if that's going to come back.
I assume it will.
And I think
was a big hit.
people don't only have to paint their faces. I want to put that out there. You paint other parts of your body,
You should just make it a rule.
Like
The
your
only
arms.
thing you
He's
can't
trying to
do
see
is paint
some
your face.
like
Yeah.
some arms. What were you saying?
Just make it a rule. The only thing you can't paint is your face.
Your face.
So everybody has to be a little creative.
You gotta be creative.
And if someone has picked a body part, you can't do doubles.
I'm gonna do a neck
Definitely do
tattoo.
doubles.
I know what.
If
Yeah.
you get what I'm
This is what he's
saying.
trying to do. Yeah.
Talk about the kneecaps, y'all.
Old Johnny Two Dicks.
But yeah, I'm very excited, and like I don't know if you could hook us up with some circus acts,
Yeah.
and then just talk to me, and then see we'll get
I
that.
can teach people how to do circus acts, but I think the talent show would be fun because I feel like everybody has a secret talent.
Yeah.
Besides stand up.
We kind of had it as a backup plan for our like we had a whole rain plan if like the day got rained out,
Rain
but
delay.
I think we could bring that into the forefront.
I feel like last day activity that would be great, especially because there could be some talent show things that were like people worked on while they're there.
Or even
You know?
skits.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
doing a skit's really fun, making
Yeah.
up a song.
Yeah, we
Just
did that.
impress
We
the other
had
campers.
songs. We had an improv campfire at night that had sketches and stuff like
Nice.
that. It's really fun, really good time. And also Upland Brewery is going to be our sponsor again this year.
Hey,
Upland Brewery makes some of the best beer in the world.
make Upland up yours.
We're just stealing slogans from the 90s.
I love it.
Recycling them.
I hate
Got
that.
Upland?
Just Upland it.
What's the
so
most
sad.
like impressive talent that you guys think a person can pull out of their pocket?
Ooh.
Like, you know, like those people that are just like, they see a piano and then they just sit down all of a sudden and
Yeah,
they're playing
it-
something. You're like, where did that come from?
This is gonna sound really stupid, but like I can't type at all. I'm like I got really quick at hunting and pecking, but like I never learned to like properly type.
yeah.
And so when I see someone that can just type fast, I'm like, wow, you're a wizard, Harry.
I thought it was, yeah.
Like stupid human tricks. Is that what you're talking about?
I thought just like a secret hidden talent that there's things people keep hidden for a while. Like I'm very impressed with bilingual people who don't
Yeah, I was
show
about to
that
say
shit
that.
off.
Or like sign language.
I know sign language. I took
Oh,
that in
okay.
high school.
Yeah, that's always one.
Yeah.
Every time I see somebody who's doing it, or like I interact with a customer where I would have, done better to know it, I always promise myself I'm going to learn this year, and then I don't.
Sign language was really fun because I worked in retail in high school too, and I remember this deaf woman came in one time and she was trying to buy something that was on sale, but it wasn't ringing up as on sale, and she was trying to like communicate that, and no one could understand, and I was
So you
just like,
translated?
what's wrong? And she
Yeah.
was just like, she was so excited, she's just like, it's not
finally.
ringing up correctly, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let me take good care of that. Like, how much percent was it supposed to be off? And it was like and people were like, everybody was like, oh, you know how to do that? And I was like, if you don't know a word, you can learn how to finger spell too. So if it's just the alphabet, so they can,
I can
spell it out. Yeah.
doctor.
There you go.
That's all I ever
Can you
learned.
spell your name?
Nope.
It's some of those letters.
M? I forgot what the M is.
D.
Oh, yeah.
K.
I forgot my
E?
name.
Yeah. Forgot your name, Doctor.
I was like,
Doctor Dyke Michaels.
Dr. Dyke.
Dr. Dyke Michaels.
Yeah.
I spent the weekend one time at Gallaudet University
In
in
Washington D.C., which was my sorority's philanthropy. That's one of the reasons I joined them.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's
speech and
like
hearing.
90% or 95% hearing impaired.
Yep.
They would have the loudest parties.
The vibrations.
Yeah,
they can
they
feel
would
the
just-
vibrations through dancing. I used to go to
crank it
mixers
up.
at like St. Rita's School for the Deaf. We would like do dance parties up there and stuff.
like that.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
really freaking cool.
I want to.
Do they do more like bass music and
Yes,
such?
they
Yeah.
can
Okay.
feel the vibrations.
And like watching people like signing from across the quad, like you can sign so far away from each other.
Have you seen them at concerts?
I went
Like,
to a
yeah.
bar once, and it looked like there was some sort of meetup, and
Yeah,
like
they call them
everybody.
silent dinners sometimes, where everybody's signing at the same place.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
really weird because everybody was talking. You could say it was very loud in there without there being any noise. You
Yeah.
know, because everybody was frantically like speaking
get-
back and forth.
Do you guys remember the guy that was faking being a
sign language interpreter?
It was
There was a girl on CNN too. She was like
It was
yeah.
it was for like Nelson Mandela or something. I forget who it was, or the president of something.
It's happened way more times than it should.
Somebody just got up there and was just freestyling it. Had no idea
I would be
what
freaking out.
sign language was.
Yeah.
They got busted for that too.
Could you imagine the faces just looking at you
Yeah,
like?
this is
what
the
are
lady
you
I was
saying?
talking about.
this is
Tampa,
Tampa
police.
Police.
Some of the stuff she like starts grabbing her
Faking it.
elbows. So she'll do finger spelling a lot, but
So she knew a little
yeah.
bit.
She knew a little something, and then just riffing it.
You feel like it's just you get in the room, like you get the job, but then when you show up, you didn't know as many words as you thought.
Oh, that's
She's like blinking a lot.
That is
Oh,
great.
I thought they were taking her to jail. Yeah.
Not in my town, lady. Oh my God.
Like this thing,
That's finger spelling, right?
yeah, but she was doing one of these.
Yeah, that's great.
That's the perfect grift ever, though. Kudos to her.
She's repeating it.
She waved her arms around like
She was singing Jingle Bells.
Wow. She did
I
get
know
arrested.
this person.
She got some trouble.
Well, the thing is, no one there could tell on you. Like that's the perfect grift.
Yeah.
Because someone's like, "Hey."
It's only later when somebody's seen the video,
Yeah.
sent in an email, and somebody reviewed it before
Right.
you get caught.
Because the only way someone there could tell on you is if they were like signing, like, "Hey, that was not."
Yeah.
And you're the
She's
point of
bu-
contact.
She's
right?
bullshit. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
And then she
This
just
is
goes,
not
"Oh,
so-
they said this is great."
Can you translate this for me?
This is bullshit, by the way.
Oh,
I did know that one too.
Yeah.
I learned something.
Yeah, bullshit.
So I made a flyer for our show at the Comedy Attic. My friend was making fun of me. She said, "Looks like Attack of the 50-Foot Woman," because I made myself. But I was like, "She's the headliner," so I made you big. And then I was like,
that flyer. It's pretty cool.
I'm also on the show. But so when I Googled your name,
Oh no.
the first thing what comes up is like Kelly Collette comedian,
Okay.
Kelly Collette
Realtor?
age,
Oh, age. Oh God. What
Kelly Collette feet. And so I clicked on that because I was
Yeah.
curious. And you have a
terrible rating on WikiFeed.
but so many pictures.
Somebody went through my Instagram and
I did a deep dive.
They screenshotted everything. They did it in one night. And this was 2 nights after a show I was on with Maria Bamford where she kicked somebody out who later we found out was taking videos of our feet. So 2 days later, I ended up on WikiFeet. And this I found out I have ugly feet. That's a fun thing. But they also
that's what they like, right?
I don't know.
The feet weirdos?
I don't know, but they also went through my videos and would pause it and screenshot areas of my videos that my feet were showing in shoes, out of shoes.
Are people
so the
really that
shoes
obsessed
didn't-
with feet?
I guess. I never even heard of Feet Wiki.
Yeah.
No,
about this.
I mean, I was like, should I do Feet Finder and get paid for this? And I just actually felt really taken advantage of that someone was like going through my stuff and.
What's such a weird?
It was
It's such a
weird.
weird thing. But Rena said that almost every female comedian,
Yeah,
somebody has
there I am.
gone through and put like pictures of her feet up.
Go back up.
Online.
I would
Up
just
one
claim
more.
that they're deep fakes.
Look at that! Like I took a picture of my pedicure, being like, "Look how cute my toes are."
That looks like a model, though.
Little did I know. See how my toes are different colors and my fingers are different. But little did I know that would be used for evil.
I mean, that one makes a little more sense.
Celebrity
To me.
feet.
Like I
Yeah.
feel like the ones where they zoom in on a video are kind of weird.
120 photos. Someone took 120. Like my friends are in those photos.
At least they called you a celebrity.
I know. I'll take it.
Oh,
That's
no,
fine.
yeah.
But yeah, I actually found out about it from Rena's like Facebook post. I was like, I wonder if I'm on this thing, and I was.
And you were like 120.
20. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
One step at a time.
Did you look at any of your friends' ratings?
They didn't rate them. They just rated because you have to have an IMDb page
Oh,
to
no.
be on WikiFeed. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So
Interesting.
I guess once you have one,
Terrible.
then they put it up there. But,
Is it
yeah.
weird? I kind of want one now. like, I was like,
Yeah,
I'll
I
go
mean, why
get
don't
my.
they have? They don't. I don't know if they have a lot of guys on.
I'll go
there.
get. I got kind of like Hobbit feet though. I got mine. My feet are short but wide.
Call it hobblers.com.
Hobblers. Look at my hobblers.
Dyke Michael's feet. Type it in. You might have male.
Male wiki feet. Oh, wiki
What
feet
if you,
men.
What if you were a star on WikiFeet and you had no idea?
Oh my god, let's find out. If somebody calls me a
You can get like I got stitched. One of my videos got stitched with like a famous TikToker like 2 days ago, and I had no idea. And then someone just had to write me and be like, "Did you guys know that he stole your he blind stitched with you?" And I was like, "I don't know who this guy is." They're like, "He's like one of the best TikTokers. He's one of the meanest, I think." But yeah,
What did
you
he
don't
do?
even know. It's just that I said, "Do you guys want to know why millennial women are so mad?" And it's that Destiny's Child bit, and he just cuts it off there, and he goes, "No." And then he says something of like a fast fact, and then he goes, "It's probably more interesting than whatever she was gonna say."
Oh.
Just like dunks on me.
Oh.
You got me, sir. Yeah, it's
And
but
make you
mainly
more famous.
Yeah, it's mainly him doing it to women. So
Oh, he has a problem.
it's
don't like
very
that.
He has a
problematic.
problem.
We
but-
call those mean men.
He was very mean.
right.
But yeah, unless someone would have told me, I didn't
Yeah.
know. Unless I would have checked after Rena posted that thing, I wouldn't have. I would to this day not know I had a wiki feed.
I mean, I was just surprised that it came out in like the top. Like, I don't search for people's feet.
Also, why are they asking what age I am? What does it come up with?
I didn't click on that one.
I wonder.
27.
But just put Kelly Collette in and see what the natural things
Oh, I
that
guess
come
my
up.
IMDb would say it. If
161.
that's so old, she looks great. Does it have my birthday on there or
You do look
anything?
good for 161.
Wait, were you in some movies here?
Oh, these are some. That's one of my favorite videos. I wonder if they have it linked.
Some of my best friends.
Oh, I wonder if you could watch it. It's a short.
Is you in a puppet?
It's a puppet. There's a puppet in it. I got to act with a puppet. It was really. I wasn't playing the puppet, but it's kind of like a play on racism,
Okay.
where they say some of my best friends are black. We were like, some of our best friends are puppets, and then we talk about people who are racist towards puppets, and it's kind of a play on
making
when
like
dumb
racism
people.
a
Yeah,
little bit lighter.
Yeah,
Wait, now you
yeah.
kept calling me a puppet last night when you were bringing me up on.
Why did I keep saying?
Anything that takes
Man,
away
that's a lot of pink. I don't realize I have that much pink.
from the seriousness of black racism.
Yeah. This is interesting. I don't Google myself. I don't look myself up. Do you guys do that? Do you guys look at yourself?
Every once in a while, I try to see what comes up because there for a while I had only photos that I liked of myself up there, and it was
Yeah.
really nice. But now I've done so much podcasting that a lot of stuff from the podcast goes up there.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of derf pictures of me just like behind the microphone going like, bro.
I had to ask one person to take a YouTube video down of me that was like my first year, where I just did some random hand job joke where I was like, oh, what if you did it like this?
Yeah.
And like a rubber pencil thing. And like, it was just like a throwaway line, but I was like, I don't want that thing following around. Now it's on your podcast. But I didn't want that following me around. And then I had a couple photos that people took of me like my first year, just looking real rough. And yeah.
I saw them.
You saw them? Yeah. A lot of
First
gray
year
t-shirts.
rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Had a really
no one
bad
wants
haircut.
pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
really,
one knows who they are their first year.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I love those first two photos. It was slender.
Yeah, yours look good.
And then there's the podcast. So I don't even.
Wait, what's that one? There's one of us with our backs together.
What's the red room? What's that room?
Oh, that was a podcast I was on.
Oh, okay. So you're a guest on that one.
Yeah, and then it's a bunch of other people that were just on here. It's for me posting on Twitter. I think.
Why were you next to the school bus?
That's like Zaddy Dyke.
That's
right
my
there.
food truck. I used to own a
oh,
food
a
truck.
food truck. I thought it was a school bus.
I had a yellow food truck.
Cool.
That looks like you asked people to do stuff in the bus.
What do they call those? Bang bus?
Bang bus.
Yeah.
I used to think the bang bus was real. I was like, I can't believe they get all these girls just drive around and there's all these horny girls on the side of the road.
Remember
Just
when
want to do hardcore pornography.
Girls Gone Wild. I had such a weird I was just like, I didn't know all these women were so willing to just do whatever they were told, and then I heard it was all fake.
Wait,
No,
no,
no.
time out.
Yeah, well,
Is it fake?
it's not fake. A lot of the women were drunk, and they got sued because that guy was a creep, and it was
they were
real.
taking advantage.
They were taking advantage
Yeah.
of a lot of stuff. I remember I went to Cancun one time, and there was this dude came up to us on this beach, and it was like a drunk frat bro, and he was like talking, and like I don't know how it got brought up, but he basically. There was a guy's version of it. It was like Guys Gone Wild, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know. They just paid me, but they paid me like $100 to like jack off in the shower." And it was like something. I was like, I don't know if that was legit.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's just the guy says it's for his TV show or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just for his personal.
Can you drop a beat for me on that note? Kelly Collette, thank you so much for being on the program. It really is always a pleasure to have you on. I could do another 2 hours of just shooting the shit.
Yay.
Where can people find you and follow you on social media?
I'm at WikiFeet. I'm at Kelly Collette on almost everything. It's COLLETTE. I have a website. I'm going to be at coming up Fort Wayne, Indiana. I got Off the Hook in Naples. I got Kimmel's Club in Vegas coming up.
Hey.
I got St. Louis Funny Bone in March. So I'm going to be around.
Harder Brunch Summer Camp in August.
Yeah.
Thaddaeus Jake.
Man, you can find me. I'll be at the Drop at South Bend next week. So I'll be doing some stuff with Stuart Huff. And then I'll be doing some theaters coming your way. Nice. And I got 10 free comps. If you guys want to come see me out in Chicago.
Nice.
I got 10 free comps. And so you just let me know if you want to party in Chicago.
If you're in the Chicagoland area.
That's right.
All right. Zach Rome?
If you haven't checked it out before now, definitely check out our Patreon. It's at Harder Brunch Patreon / Harder Brunch. What the fuck ever.
Patreon.com.
$3 a month
/ Harder Brunch. Well, Casey, let's see if you can do a better job with your plug.
Something about feet. I don't know. I'm just really swirling over here. But you can just always find me on Instagram at Danger Brewer, posting, consensual pics.
At Dyke Michaels across all platforms. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.